Let's see here. Add some kind of... Not a dance party. It's certainly not a party. No. No, come on. You could do better than that. What about sketch? Ooh, you can barely see me. We'll just go with normal, I guess. But, hold on a second. I'm going to... Is there anything else I can do? Is that all I can do? Well, that's fucking lame. Hold on a second. I'm gonna prop you guys up on this Rick Grimes doll. There we go. That's more in line with my face. What is going on, everybody? It's David Grayson with The Walking David. Well, last weekend... What is up, broke black man? I always stumble over your name, but I never mean to. By the way, I did get my braces off on the bottom. I still need to get my implant, but I like it. I like having them off. Last weekend, with my best friend Alec and Kyle, I went and saw the movie It. Now, luckily, since I'm online here, I can pull up some of the... What's up, Lindsay? What are you doing, Lindsay? I will say this. My review is going to be different in the sense that I'm not going to be comparing it to the books. I'm not going to be comparing it to the Tim Curry TV series / TV movie, whatever. I hate that this IMDb page is black because it takes away all the light from my screen. But anyways, I guess let's get into it. I will say this. Things that I liked about the movie It. The child acting in the movie was great. That kid from Stranger Things who plays Richie in the movie, he was fantastic. I thought everything with him was great. I thought the young girl was a great actress. I thought that young guy who looked like he stepped straight out of the movie A Bronx Tale was a great actor. I thought the fat kid was funny and kind of interesting. I thought the black kid, his character was just pointless. It's not like his acting was bad, but they didn't give him anything to do. Unless if they just had an entire deleted movie with him starring in it, but he was pointless to be there. He was like the T-Dog of the movie It. For all you Walking Dead fans out there. That's pretty much on point. It's like, yeah, he's there, but fucking why? Like, we just don't care. So, that's the nice way of saying he was the token black guy. But I'm sure even he must realize that after watching the movie. Like, oh, did your character have any change or development in it? And how did you get into it? It's like, well, I really just showed up and said my 2 lines and I left. Easy paycheck for life. The child acting was great. Some of the adults that they chose to act in this movie were weird. I only know that, was it Ben Skarsgård? Billy Skarsgård? The Skarsgård kid, who's like my age. He's like 24 or something like that. I'm sorry, but to me, I thought he wasn't good. I know everybody was just like, oh, he's so great. And like he's gonna be amazing in all these future roles. Listen, the kid's a good actor and is like Swedish and he's got an interesting look. He's kind of got that Viggo, was it Mortensen, and that guy from Casino Royale who I can't ever fucking remember his name. Somebody in the chat will probably let me know, but he's got a great look, and I'm kind of upset that this is the first time I've ever really seen him in anything. Because it will kind of affect how I view him, and Also, I'm not 24, I'm 26. I just used 24, just pulled that out of my ass. But I don't know. I thought he was pretty lackluster. I thought the makeup looked ridiculous. To me, it wasn't scary. I will say this, though. If you are like 12 or 13 years old, I think this... I think this movie is going to be right up your alley. Because this movie took a lot of pages from Stranger Things and Goonies, and we've heard that before, but that's mostly just because the things that focused on the kids felt like a completely different story than it was when the clown showed up, when Pennywise showed up. Because it was like Stranger Things meets Freddy Krueger. And it's like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with Freddy Krueger and there's nothing wrong with Stranger Things, but combined, they just don't work. And I thought that this movie had a lot of moments that were just conflicting. You'd have a really good character moment, and then you would just have something that was just a waste of time or pointless. Like, there's a moment in the movie where I called him, like, the incest boy, but it was the kid with the mullet. Just, you know, the white trash kid. He gets yelled at by his dad, and I guess there's some deleted scenes or something, blah, blah, I don't care. If there's deleted scenes, unless if the movie's out on DVD and Blu-ray immediately for me to go out and watch it, or they're on YouTube to where I can see the scenes, I'm not going to count those. So I should try to avoid, for the rest of this review, saying, oh, well, I hear there's a deleted scene that explains that. I think he was pointless. It was a terrible development. It didn't make any sense as to why this kid would have a problem. I thought he was a random cop. And the twist was like, oh, it's his dad. And it's like, that's hardly a fucking twist. It's like, nobody even cared about this kid. He's an asshole kid, so who cares? Let's see, what are the folks saying here? Dude, I haven't seen it, but I fully got that impression just from the previews. On which part, Lindsay? By the way, this may have spoilers. I don't fucking know. I really don't care. Here's any movie that I really, really love when I go to the movie theater. I hate it when people spoil it. But here's the thing. I did not love this movie. I did not like this movie. I thought it was just a movie. It looked like a movie. It sounded like a movie. But it's... Oh, yeah, the Stranger Things plus Freddy Krueger. If I were rating it, Broke Black Man, I would say... If I was doing percentage, I'd say 58%. If I had to say 1 out of 10, I'd say 6. And out of all the hype that was built up over it, and all these people who are like, in the book, they did this amazing stuff. I'm sorry, people who come into this movie who are thinking about the books, my best friends were talking about the books the whole time. It's just mind-numbing to me why the book's even interesting. I just don't care. If it affects you personally, that's weird, at least in my eyes. There's nothing wrong with you liking the book, and there's nothing wrong with you comparing it to it. If I had read the book, I'd be doing the same thing. But here's the thing. I wanted to just see a good, scary movie. And I feel like just because I didn't read the book doesn't mean that I can't go in there and expect to have the same enjoyment out of it as everybody fucking else. I shouldn't have to read all the Harry Potter books just to go watch fucking Harry Potter. I just think... And same with Game of Thrones. I mean, people got into the show and they never read the book. I never read the books. I've never read the Game of Thrones books. I intend on going back and reading the Game of Thrones books once the show's over, because if things don't go the way that I wanted in the show, then I can go back, read the books, enjoy the books just more than the show, like everybody claims I will. And then I'll end up having enjoyed two things. But if I read the book beforehand and the movie doesn't live up to it, now it just has let me down twofold, you know? So that's my philosophy. I don't care if you read the book. I don't care if you like it. I don't care if you were excited about it. To me, it's a stupid premise. It's a really stupid premise. A lot of horror movies are. Horror movies are my least favorite genre. Like, if I would pick anything else, I would pick Cowboy Musical over fucking horror movies, any fucking day. And, you know, I'm not trying to be an asshole about it, but I just didn't get the hype. I didn't care one way or another. I wasn't raving over this movie. I thought the kid actors were great, and I felt bad for them that they gave such good performances in a movie that immediately shot their performances in the foot. Like, they will say something great, and then the movie, the directing, or the choice of where the story went was just fucking retarded. And you're like, what? I literally said, oh, fuck you, like 3 times out loud in the movie. And my friend Kyle said it twice, and Alec just rolled his eyes at a lot of parts. He's like, oh, the book said this thing. And you're like, yeah, nobody really enjoyed it until they got out of the theater. And then they started talking about the book, or they started talking about the movie, or wouldn't have been cool if. And then the what ifs that came after seeing the movie were better than the movie. Far better than the movie. So, let me see. What did some of these people say? It was creepy and had a couple of jump scares at work. Not that it had a plot that made sense. Wait, if you don't like horror movies, then you weren't going to like it anyway. That's not necessarily true. I thought The Conjuring was very scary, and I thought that was really well done. I had no desire to see it, but when I saw it, I was like, oh, I'm glad I saw it. I am open to seeing them, but I'm saying that out of all the genres that are available to me, you know, action comedies, rom-coms, straight action, silent, western, all of these things, horror would be the last on my list. And I've said that even when I talk about, like, The Walking Dead, because I didn't like zombie things until I saw The Walking Dead and things like Zombieland, where they did the zombie genre justice. They did it in the way that I thought was scary, the way that I thought was interesting, and they focused on the characters more. They didn't focus on jump scaring you. I don't like anything that involves a violin is the thing that scares you in the movie. Ring! I'm Pennywise the Clown and a ring! You know, like, that's seriously half of the horror movies. If you put them on mute, if they still scare you, then it's a good horror movie, because it's building that tension and that suspense. But the jump scare effect and all of that stuff is just wasted on me. I think it's dumb. I hate it. And you know what? It'll make you jump. I'm not saying it won't make me jump. It's scary for like half a second, but it doesn't leave you with anything that makes you go like, oh, that's so fucked up, I can't stop thinking about it, it's so horrific, or it affects who I am as a person. They're not life-changing experiences, and they don't shape how you view things. It's just kind of hollow. You know what I mean? If I throw a baseball at you, it hurts because it's fucking hard. But if I throw a wiffle ball at you, yeah, I threw a ball at you, it might sting for half a second, but it's not going to hurt like a baseball will. And this movie was a wiffle ball of a movie. It was just underhanded, soft throw, just bullshit. And I just did not enjoy it. Creepy music is one thing. Creepy music isn't jump scares. Jump scares are when you just throw stings in there to, make things scary. It's like, that's not what scary is. And sometimes silence is what's incredibly scary. Someone's walking through a creepy house, you see something go behind them, it's completely silent. They're not even aware of it. Then you see a shadow like sneaking up behind them. Like if someone was sneaking up behind me right now in the middle of this live stream and I didn't hear it, but you were aware of it, and you're trying to let me know, and I'm just completely oblivious to it, and then they just grab me and then drag me down the hall at an alarming rate, and my scream is just gut-wrenching and blood-curdling. That's different. But jump scares and going, bah, like, at the right time, it just pisses me off. Because, I'll tell you this much, you could show a character just, like, taking a shit on a toilet, and if when they looked in the toilet, you just went, bah! Right! Like that, then everybody would jump. You live, you not black. Oh, you live. Sorry. Maybe I'm an actual child, but horror movies get me the majority of the time with the tension-building music and jump scares. Like I said, it's a me thing. That's why it's me reviewing it, not you. I mean, some people, like I said, love this movie. And I just don't get it. I didn't smile really at any parts. I thought... Well, I shouldn't say that. I laughed at a lot of jokes that the Richie character said, but they were too much. They did it too many times. It would have been funnier if they had backed off of it a bit every now and then, because not everything needs to be a punchline. But, nothing lasted with me. I forgot half of the plot. Like, once I left the movie, I go, wait, who did he talk to? What was that kid's name? I forgot. I don't really care. What was Mike doing there? I just remember he was the black guy. What's the deal with the cattle prod? And, you know, sorry, spoiler, the floating at the very end of the movie was retarded. Like, the bodies floating, I mean... Sorry, Lindsay, I know you haven't seen it, I'm sorry, but it's a review, so it's spoiler-ridden, and I don't even know enough to spoil it properly for you. Like, I just don't care enough to even spoil it for you. And I'm sorry. Man, I just couldn't bring myself to really enjoy it. I wanted to, man. I was hoping it would be scary, but also, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about the Tim Curry shit, but that's the only thing that people seem to mention to me. Like, oh, fuck, scary. See? There was no musical sting there, and that was terrifying to me. But, the Tim Curry performance... Fuck off. If you like that, you're just being purely nostalgic. You're not even, it's not, a modern audience, if they saw that Tim Curry version of the movie, they would just be like, oh, get the fuck out of here, come on. That's just not how people view things. That's like saying The Blob from like 1958 is the scariest movie you've ever seen. It really is like saying that. And nothing lives up to The Blob of 1958. Come on, you artsy fucks. Spoil away, I'm not watching the shit. Babe isn't here to hold my hand through it. Well, there you go. The Blob surrounded by red balloons. Here's the thing that creeped me out. I will say, here's another compliment to the movie. When the kid in the library is reading the thing, before he sees the balloons, you see that librarian in the background, and she just goes... And then it, you know, it like... gets closer, and it's freakier because, I mean, I'm not scary doing it, but I'm naturally scary looking, but I couldn't replicate what that woman did, and it was very good. I thought it was well done because they didn't throw, bah! Like, when you saw her, they just made it really creepy with the red balloon floating out of the room. I didn't care for that part, but like I said, look for the librarian. If you haven't seen it, but you're gonna go see it, you're wasting your money, but if you go and see it, look for the librarian in the background. Look at what she's doing. She was doing something creepy, and they wanted you to notice it. Ion Trone. Ion Trone. Ion Trone in the house. This guy gotta get whacked. Yeah, this movie, it's gotta get whacked. Librarian chasing me for late fees is scary. Yes, it is. Ion Trone. So you like the librarian. Anything else positive? Like I said, the child acting is great. Child actors are great. And they are in 90% of the movie. But here's the thing. Their greatness never leads anywhere. It's just kind of like, here's a set piece. Here's another scene with some kids. Here's another scene with some kids. Where does it fall into the story? I don't really know. And, like, the black kid, he comes in and does, like, the most expository dialogue where he goes, hey, man, my grandfather says this town of Derry's cursed. And that this clown, it, like, plays on your fears or something. So if you're afraid of it, it's going to get worse. right? Now I'm going to go away for like 80% of the movie and then come back with a cattle prod like I'm fucking in No Country for Old Men, and I'm going to help y'all, and that shit ain't loaded. It don't matter. Fuck. Like, it was just kind of, oh. God damn. Oh. It. My review, short and simply, is it sucked. Cattle prod to the rescue. It sort of is. It's, watch the movie when it comes out of theaters in a month. The fact that it's doing so well just pisses me off, because I think it's sort of like the Dunkirk thing. Everybody loved the movie Dunkirk, but after I got out of it, I was like, yeah, the action stuff was great, but the sound mixing of that movie is so bad that I could not understand a word that the English-speaking actors were fucking saying. They're speaking English, and they're doing this. They're going, should we really call in the battle? Yeah. And it's going, ah, fuck! And then it just cuts to them just going, almost here from here. What's the answer? Oh. You know what I mean? That's exactly how it sounded. And they got my douchebag money. I went in there like a fucking artsy tool to see the movie Dunkirk. I saw it in 70mm. And I was just like, why the fuck did I go to see a movie like people saw it in the fucking 70s? With the cigarette burns and the flickery light of the projector and, exposure problems and all this shit. It was fucking just a travesty to watch. And it was an okay movie, but it's so non-linear and it jumps around so much. It's like, people who like that, they must have already had a knowledge of what it was about before they went in there, like the actual event that took place at Dunkirk in World War II. But it's like, fucking come on. I'm glad you took a topic that was going to be interesting, that was different, that wasn't, so Hollywood, to where it wasn't just like another Marvel movie, or another Batman, or another, DC Comics joint. But I hated the fact that it's like, this is what you did with it? Nobody pointed these mistakes out in the movie. There's a lot of mistakes. Like, there's a lot of continuity mistakes, and it's just, I don't know. It's hard to watch. At least, I would never go see it again. I saw the movie Logan Lucky. I thought that was funny. I thought that was actually pretty good. And that's despite what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be the reverse. I like Dunkirk. Hate that Logan Lucky. But Logan Lucky was actually just a better made movie. It's better thought out. Had a story. It was linear. It was easier to understand. It was just... And here's the thing. I like in-depth movies that really make you think. But back to this movie, it does not make you think. It just makes you think... Well, sorry, it does make you think. It makes you think, what the fuck was the director's problem? Why did you take all of these good actors and edit them to make them sound like fucking idiots? I have a feeling that a lot of the great dialogue came from kids improvising things. Yeah, the drinking game where anytime I say the word it. I'll just say the movie from now on. Keep you guys from getting smashed. But, let me see. Let me give you the names of some of the good people here. Jaden Lieberherr. Man, they really got some German kids in this. Jeremy Ray Taylor, Sophia Lillis, Finn Wolfhard, Jack Dylan Grazer, Wyatt Olafe, not Bill Skarsgård, Nicholas Hampton, and who was that one? Well, those people that I named, they did a good job. Like I said, I do not think that Bill Skarsgård did a good job. It's okay. But this is not a movie that we're going to be talking about for years to come. It really isn't. I feel like when they still bring up it, they're going to be talking about the book or the Tim Curry shit. They're not going to be talking about this movie. And the fact that they're making another one... Yes, spoilers! They're making another one. If you thought that was going to be about the kids doing the kid stuff and the adult, how are they going to fit it into one thing? They're not. They're making another one. And I'm sorry, I am just no interest in seeing it. Yeah, they're making another one already. It had a good opening weekend, that's all they needed, and then they just greenlit doing another one. It's, oh, fuck. So much nope. Exactly right. That's exactly what JonTron would say. So much nope. I wish there were more people in here talking about it so I could bounce off things, because I don't want to, like, just keep ranting and raving how I didn't like it. These days, if they make money, they keep on making them. Terrible philosophy. If it's really good and it makes a lot of money, take the money that you made and make 5 other brilliant films that have nothing to do with that, and then keep making money. That's how it works. It's basic salesmanship. If you keep giving people the same thing every single time, they'll stop coming to see it. If it was approved before the film was released. I hate hearing that. I hate hearing that. I really do. I'm going to share this link, I think, in the Discord, or at least if you guys who are watching this, if you're in the Friends of Phil Discord, if you want to share this, I would appreciate it very much. Yeah, I'm pretty disappointed by it. I'm disappointed when they make sequels to things that really don't deserve them. Tell Michael Bay that when he keeps making Transformers films. At least I think he's going to be done after this last one. Yeah, and are you saying you loved, like, the movie? Or you loved the Transformers movie? I think you mean you loved it. Right, BPM? Am I right, BBM? If you like this review and this live stream, give this video a thumbs up. Please and thank you. It's close to 30. Yes, you're right. Well, I've been doing this for almost 30 minutes. Maybe that's enough. Maybe it's short and sweet like that is all that I need to do. Probably so. If you're wanting a really in-depth analysis, I don't feel like doing it. But my personal opinion is, if you really love the books and all that shit, I guess you're going to end up seeing it. There's a lot more nods to you than the average schmo like me who's just going to watch it to watch it. If you're going to just do what I did and just go to watch it, then, save your money. Save your money for something else. There's a lot of other good films coming out. So, that's what I would say to you. Save your money, folks. Don't go see it. Wait till it comes out on Netflix or something, then go see it at your friend's house. But I just want to thank you all for joining me during this live stream and this review of the movie It. Sorry if it wasn't what you were expecting, but don't hold it too much against me. You still have your own free will. Do as you please. I'm David Grayson. This is The Walking Dead, and I will talk to you later, everybody. Have a good night. And